No matter if you are new to Mac or you are a long-time user, you know that the keyboard shortcuts are really important for your overall workflow. This is why I decided to make this ultimate guide. This video is divided into many sections for your easier navigations, so you can use the timestamps below the video to navigate to the part you need. There are shortcuts about Finder, there are shortcuts about Safari, text editing, and so on. The full list of mentioned shortcuts will be found in the description of this video, so you can find exactly what you need. And to make it even better, you can visit the AppleOnlineAcademy website and download a cheat sheet of the most used shortcuts on macOS Monterey. Of course, it is for free, and the link will be also in the description of this video. But enough talking, let's get into this. Now it's time to dive in it. There is one keyboard shortcut that you might end up using more than any other shortcut on your Mac. It enables Spotlight, the built-in search function on your Mac. Hitting your Command key and spacebar brings up the magical tool known as Spotlight. It appears as a floating bar on your screen. You can use Spotlight to find anything on your Mac, anything you've browsed in Safari, anything that might be an email. It's a very powerful search box. Let's test it out and search for Safari. As you can see, the first result is the app itself, but you have other categories here, which you can browse with your arrow keys. And on top of that, it can do simple calculations and conversions, like currency, volume and measuring, all without launching another app. So remember this shortcut, it's very useful. No matter what search you are performing or on what dialog window you are, for example, the save window, or here using the Spotlight search, you can always press the Command R to open up the location of a file you have selected. If you search for Safari on Spotlight again and press Command R, it will lead you to the Applications folder. And very similar to Spotlight shortcut is Siri. Instead of a simple tap on the spacebar, which brings up the Spotlight, hold it for longer and it will activate Siri. Well, you can always click on the Siri icon on the right side in the menu bar, but I prefer this shortcut, which is much easier and faster. And to clean things up, I can even remove the Siri icon from the menu bar and use only the shortcut. Let's open up new category of shortcuts, which are really common and usually work across many apps. First, press Command N to open new Finder window. This new command varies depending on where you are. In Notes, in Text Edit or any similar office or photo editing program, it will open a new document. Command N shortcut is one of the most powerful commands to know. If you are in Finder or click on the desktop, Command N will open a new Finder window. And in the web browsers like Safari or Chrome, you will also get a new window instead of just a new tab. Another command which is used for opening is Command O. This combination will bring up an open dialog in most programs. Command O shortcut can open up folder in Finder as well, as different files you work on. You can use this shortcut in many applications. It works in Safari well, or in Pages where it will open a new dialog window. Let's open one of these files and we can have a look at some basic operations we can do with it. Further in the video there is a whole section dedicated to text editing, but now let's have a look at the basics. First of all, if you want to select the whole text, either in this Office software or web browsers, you can do it with Command A shortcut. Or even in Finder, with Command A you can select all files and work with all of them together. You can delete them all, move or copy, or maybe open them all at once. Now we have them all selected, let's copy it. After pressing Command C, any selected elements will be stored in the clipboard. Command C basically creates a duplicate, which is stored in the temporary storage. It's called the clipboard, and it is waiting to be placed somewhere else. This storage can hold only one operation, so you can copy hundreds of files at once, but you can't copy two different things. Well, you can actually. I will show you in a moment. But first, let's place these copied items in another location. It can be the desktop. So let's click here and press Command V to paste it. Interesting fact is that the data from the clipboard remains available to any application supporting this feature, so it allows you easily to transfer data between applications. I can take part of the text, copy it, and place it in Safari to search for it, for example. Now we can move things without actually copying it. One of the options is cut. Unlike previous, this copies selected text to the clipboard and deletes it. In other words, the Command X shortcut removes the selected data from its original position and you can paste it somewhere else. This one only works with text. You can open up Pages, write the text, then cut part of it and paste it somewhere else with Command V. In macOS you can't move files with Command X, but instead it's called Move Files. Let me show you how to do that. So first, copy any item you want to move into the clipboard with simple Command C shortcut, and then go to Final Destination and paste it with the key combination Option Command V. Simple paste shortcut we learned before would just duplicate the files, but if you hold Option while pasting it, it will move them instead. And as I mentioned, duplicate. There is actually another way how to copy files on the Mac. It cannot be easier than pressing Command D like duplicate. It will create copies of selected files in the same folder and you can perform any other task with these duplicates after. You can, for example, select them, put inside a folder and move somewhere else or send it to somebody. I promised you one special shortcut not many people know. It's called Kill and Yank. It works almost the same as copy-paste. Actually, it's more like cut and paste. And it can be well used if you want to copy two different things into the clipboard. But it's best to show you in an example. So let's copy this with standard Command C. And then copy this one with Ctrl K. You can see it disappeared. It's cut off, but you can simply use the undo button to get it back, because it is still copied. And now I have two different things in two different clipboards. So let's paste one with Command V and right after the other one with Ctrl Y. So that is called Kill and Yank, using the combination of letters K and Y. Now we have copied and moved so many files. Let's quickly delete what we don't want. If I press delete button in the text editor, it will delete one character. By using combination Command plus delete, it deletes the whole line. It's nothing exciting, but using the combination in Finder is super useful. Because with this combination, you can quickly move files or even the whole folders to the bin. So Command delete this file and it goes in the bin. You can see that the bin changes the icon. It shows there is something inside. And yes, there is another shortcut which can quickly empty the bin, or trash, however you call it. You can normally do it by right-clicking the bin, but this command is so easy to remember and so fast. Just add Shift key to add previous combination I showed you. Command delete, move the files to the bin, and Shift Command delete will empty it. Well, not really. It just brings this dialog telling you that all the files will be permanently deleted. So to make things a little bit more complicated, there is another shortcut which will empty it instantly without showing this dialog. It's a little bit more advanced and it is a combination of 4 keys. These are Shift Command Delete option. I always like to press them from the left to right, so it looks like Shift Option Command Delete. Let me show you. Delete something so the bin icon is full, and see how the icon changes when I press Shift Option Command Delete. No dialog, all gone in a second. But be careful about it, you can't undo this. The files are permanently deleted. But except this, you can actually undo a lot of things. This is according to me the most useful shortcut. So remember, Command plus Z. I guarantee you will use it often. With this combination, you can undo your last action. In Safari, it will also reopen your last tab, well, most of the time anyway. But there is a different shortcut for reopening the closed tab. which you will find out later in the video. Now you can undo basically every action across different applications. Work in text editor, in Finder. You can even bring back files from the bin. If you delete something unintentionally, you can bring it back with Command Z. Again, to make it more advanced, you can redo the previously pressed undo. It sounds funny, but it works well. Let's say I copy something and I want to undo it. I changed my mind. I press Command Z to undo. But then I actually figure out I liked it there. I can redo it with Shift Command Z. You would say, why you don't want to copy it again? I could do that, of course. But good thing is that it remembers many steps, so I can do a lot of actions, undo them and redo again. In this category of shortcuts, we will look at some more general commands, how to work with different windows. I already mentioned the shortcut for opening new window, which is Command plus N. But there is also a shortcut which does the opposite, close the window. If you want to close a single window as a portion of an app, but not a full app, Command W is the right shortcut you want to use. It will close a single window in a browser or a file you are working on. You can basically close every window of the app, but still keep the app itself active. As usual, you can add to this shortcut Option key, and by using Option Command W, you can close all the windows at once. But still, as I said, it keeps the app active on the background. If you want to quit it fully, you need to use Command Q. That will quit the entire app. You can do the same thing by right-clicking on the app and selecting Quit, but this shortcut is easy to remember. But before we fully quit this Pages document, we can do some other things here as well. If you just want to get the app out of the way, you can simply hide it. Command H will hide whichever window is in focus. Unlike with Minimize option, there is no animation, it just disappears instantly. But you can easily bring it back by clicking the app icon in the dock or using the task switcher. Just know that this shortcut won't work on the window that is maximized or which is in the split screen mode. Well, let's have a look. What is the maximize shortcut when I mentioned it already? The key combination is Ctrl Command F. It will bring the window to the full screen mode. Advantage of this view is that you can easily swipe left and right between full screen apps. You can use 3-finger swipe for it. But you can actually replicate this by using more desktops, so I'm not a big fan of full screen mode. Now let's click on the green button or just use the Ctrl Command F shortcut again to bring it back to its original size. And we can do the opposite now. Press Command M to minimize. It shrinks the front window to the dock with the animation you have selected. I use the genie effect, but if you right-click the separator here in the dock, you can change the animation. As you can see, the window has actually moved to the rightmost portion of your dock, and you can easily restore it by clicking on it. You also have the option to minimize the window into the icon, so this Pages window would go in the Pages icon. But that would do exactly the same thing like hiding, so I like to have these two options separated and minimize the window here on the right side of the dock. There is one more handy shortcut. I wouldn't actually call it a shortcut, because it's just click with the mouse or trackpad. As I said, I don't like maximizing the window, especially because you will not see the top menu bar and dock in this view. Now you can disagree with me. You can say in macOS Monterey you can actually set it the way that it doesn't disappear. But anyway, I don't like it. Instead, I can easily resize the window the way I want, and even make it the whole screen. You can simply drag it with a cursor, of course, but if you double click the side of the window, it will maximize it to the edge of the screen. If you double click the corner, it will do it on both sides. And to make it even better, if I hold Option key down and double click the corner, it will maximize both opposite sides to the edge of the screen. I think it's the best and fastest way how to maximize the window to the full size if you don't want to use the classic full screen mode. Now once we are done playing with windows, we can save our work and move on. As you would expect, Command S saves your work. Now it's done. On modern Mac applications, especially the ones that have been designed by Apple, saving is generally an automatic process. But anyway, pressing Command S will immediately save whatever you are working on. Notable exceptions to these automatic savings are professional programs like Photoshop, and also web browsers which doesn't save anything automatically. Do you need to actually print the document, not just save it? Then use letter P like print, so tap Command P shortcut, and if the command is available in whatever app you are using, it will open the print window. One cool thing about your Mac is that this print window can be actually used for saving something into a PDF instead of really just printing it on the paper. So this shortcut is a lot more useful than it seems. For example, here on Safari I want to save this page. I can press Command P and here select this PDF. It's a great way to generate PDF for something that might not support it by a normal saving. System shortcuts are kind of a special category which you might be using all the time or not using at all. Let's find out. We will start with two very commonly used things on Windows, and that is App Switcher and the Force Quit window. Command Option plus Escape key is equivalent of Ctrl Alt Delete on Windows. Back then I was using it all the time, mainly because something was not working very often. It can happen on the Mac as well. Sometimes the program hangs, it will become unresponsive, and the basic Command Q shortcut for quitting will not work. You can force it to quit. The window where you can do it can be found under the Apple menu on top, or you can use the mentioned shortcut. Another shortcut I was using all the time on Windows was the App Switcher. On the Mac there are many ways how to work with multiple apps at once, so I don't use it here as often. But the App Switcher works exactly the same as it was on Windows, just with a different key. If you press Command Tab, this floating window appears on screen and you can switch between the open apps just by simply tapping the Tab key again. You have to hold the Command key all the time. If you want to go backwards in the list, you can reverse the order by holding two keys, Shift and Command, and now each click on Tab will move backwards. Further on you can combine this App Switcher with many other shortcuts, and from here you can instantly quit the app or hide it. But let's not go into a lot of details. If you just came from Windows World, you might not be familiar with the dock and you might want to have more screen for your content. You can of course set the dock to be hiding automatically, but it's a bit annoying. Luckily, there is a shortcut to do it. Key combination Option Command D will hide the dock. So you don't need to be hiding it automatically because dock is a very useful Mac feature, but you can quickly hide it only when you need to. This will not work with the apps that are in the full screen or a split screen modes, but it will be working in most of the apps. If the app you are using was properly designed for the Mac, and most of the apps you use will be, then combination of Command and Comma key is an excellent way how to open that app's preferences. Typically you have to click on one of the menus here on top, but using the shortcut is always a lot faster and easier. If you want to get a list of top power user shortcuts all on a single page, then visit AppleOnlineAcademy website and download it there for free. It will be a good addition to this video. That was preferences, but if you need some help, combination of command and question mark will open Mac Help. Most of the applications have the help menu included and you can quickly access it with this shortcut. Well, just note that on a different keyboards you might need to include Shift to type the question mark, as it is on my keyboard. So this shortcut in my case will be Shift, Command and Comma. Are you sharing your computer with more people or often accessing some public Mac computer? Then learning a shortcut for quick logout might be useful for you. Do you remember how to quit an app? Of course, it's easiest pressing Command Q like quit. If you hit Shift and press Shift Command Q, it will open logout window. Actually, it will bring out this dialog telling you that you will be logged out in a minute if you don't change anything. As usual, you can skip the dialog window if you want to go immediately to lock screen. So exchange Shift key for a Control key. Once you press Ctrl-Command-Q, you will automatically get to lock screen window and you will be logged out. Be careful if you are using a guest user account, because this will delete all your work without asking you if you are sure to log out. Now let's go back to some useful shortcuts I use almost every day. One of them is Find. Not every Windows supports Find, not every app do that, but most of them will. If you are looking for something within a program, Command F can help you find it. You can press Command F in Finder and it will open a new search window looking for documents inside of that folder, or you can actually search the entire Mac. This can be very useful on Safari as well, if you need to find specific word in a long article. For example, I can search for a word Mac here and it will highlight all the mentions of this word. If you close the search but you want to quickly reveal the word you searched before, you don't need to start over. You can use Command G shortcut. Remember, before we searched for a word Mac, so I can press Command G to get back to the search result and it highlights the first one on the page. And then I can press it again and it goes to the next occurrence. Yes, you can open the search again and use these arrows for the same thing, but shortcuts are here to speed up our work, so let's use Command G instead. And once I'm talking about speeding up the workflow, I want to give you a special offer for the complete course Master Your Mac in 2022 for macOS Monterey. This course covers all the different elements of Mac and shows you how to adapt these shortcuts into your daily workflow. It includes more than 70 video tutorial downloadable materials and access to a closed group of students where I'm offering you unlimited support to help you with all of your problems. So visit AppleOnlineAcademy.com and get a voucher for 50% off the full price. You will find more information in the description of this video. Enough talking, back to shortcuts. The most important thing you are using on the Mac is the Finder. So let's come back to it, because there are many more shortcuts I want to show you. I have already mentioned Command N shortcut before, because it works in multiple applications. But it's the shortcut I use 100 times a day to open new Finder window. So Command N will open a new Finder window on the location you have set as default. To change the default window, go to Finder Preferences and change it there. Now once you have the window open, you can create new folder by right-clicking empty space and selecting new folder. Wait a second, this video is about shortcuts, so let's do the same by using Shift Command N. You will get a new folder in Finder or on the desktop instantly. Notice that once you create a new folder, the text is selected, so you can type the name of the folder immediately, without raising your hands from the keyboard. You are probably familiar with working with tabs in internet browser, but you can perform the same inside Finder window, which can come very handy, especially while moving files. So press Command T like tab, and it will show a tab bar on the top of the Finder window with two tabs open. You can press the plus button to add another one, or press Command T again. Now let's see some more information about the files in the folders and check different options on how to organize them. In macOS, there is a handy tool called Quick Look. If you press spacebar, it will bring up a temporary window to preview the contents of a file. You can use it anywhere in Finder or desktop. Any reading format like TXT or PDF will probably work. And it also works great for media like pictures. You can dismiss the window by hitting the spacebar again, or click on the little X in the upper left corner. If you need to know more of the details of the file without actually opening it, Command I will do it. It works with files and folders as well. This handy little window gives you a whole world of data. You can find out the size of the item, which is especially handy if you are inspecting a folder. You can even change it what application it opens with, and if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will get a preview of your item, and you can change the permissions which are applied to it as well. In addition to the previous shortcut, if you add Option and press Option Command I, it will open up the inspector. It looks like the same as the Get Info window, but the difference is that it shows you information of any file you select without closing this dialog window. It's very useful if you need to compare a few similar files in the same folder. So I can click on this one and then the other one, and you can see it changes, but the window remained. Once we are checking the information about files, we can also edit some viewing options. So press Command J to access Show View Options menu. Here you can change icon size, grid spacing, but you also have some sorting options. And I recommend to tick this one, Show Item Info. It gives you some information about the files right under the name without actually opening it. When you want to see more details about the files or quickly sort them according to their extension, it's much easier to do it in the list view. But for choosing the right picture, I would use icon view. How can you quickly switch between them? Well, you can press this icon and do it manually. But if you need to switch it many times a day, there is a shortcut for it. Command 1 is for an icon view, Command 2 is list view, Command 3 change it to the column view, and Command 4 makes the switch to gallery view. Notice that it is in the same order as listed here, so it's easy to remember the numbers. If you switch to a gallery view using this icon or the shortcut Command 4 which we landed in before, you will get this cool preview with a lot of information and access to quick actions. But you can get the same preview in icon view as well, which I think is the most commonly used. So let's switch back to icon view with Command 1 and press Shift Command P, and it will show you the preview window. So we are still in the icon view, but using the feature of the gallery view. The same shortcut, Shift Command P, will hide it again. The actual Finder window consists of the sidebar on the left, toolbar on top, and some other bars on the bottom. You can hide or show these elements with the shortcuts, which you will probably not do because it's easier to just go in the view menu and set it as you wish. But I will quickly show you the shortcuts anyway. Let's start with Option Command S, which will show or hide the sidebar in your Finders window. Sidebar is the panel on the left which contains quick access folders. Option Command S will bring it back again. As you would expect, Option Command T will show or hide the Finder window toolbar. But this combination will not only hide the toolbar, it will get rid of the sidebar as well. So you will get a whole clean Finder window without other settings and buttons. It might be useful while scrolling the pictures, so you want to maximize the viewing window. Now press Option Command P. You don't need to learn this shortcut, just press it once and it will add a path bar to your Finder window. It is very useful bar, so you can keep it there all the time. It seems easy to remember where you are on the computer, right? But imagine you have your files on the external disk and the folders of your computer are named exactly the same. So seeing here in the beginning of the path, the disk from you are actually copying might be crucial not to overwrite newer files with the old one. And another useful thing is that you can actually double-click any folder in the path to move there. As you already know, you can switch Finder view between icons, list, column and gallery view, using the combination of command keys and the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. If you add in this combination the option key, you can clean up the files. There are many sorting options, but the most common will be Option Command 1, which clean up the files according the name, and Option Command 2, which will sort it according the kind. If you want to learn more cleanup shortcuts, you can see them here in the View menu. Similar to cleanup is sort by. The difference is that when you use simple cleanup option, it's only one-time sorting, so after you can reorganize the files according to yourself again. While if you have the sort by option, it will be automatically sorting all the files even when you add a new one. But now let's see the shortcut. It's basically the same as cleanup with addition of Control key. So it's all three modifier keys at once now. Control Option Command and the number. So Control Option Command 1 sort by name. Control Option Command 2 sort by kind, and useful can be sort by size, which has number 6. Again, you can see all of these shortcuts in the View menu. Now we will move on from Finder and look at the Safari web browser. There are quite many shortcuts which can really change the way you are browsing the websites. As you can easily guess, you can open new Safari window with Command N shortcut. But you can also open private window with one click by including Shift key to the combination. Unlike in Finder, the shortcut Shift Command N will not create a folder, but it will open a window with private browsing. In other words, the incognito mode on. Now as we have many windows open, we can quickly close some of them using the Shift Command W combination. You can also include Option key in the shortcut and you will get Shift Option Command W, which will close them all at once. But it's almost like quitting the app, which you will probably not do very often, so I would recommend to learn just a simple one, not to complicate it too much. You might be wondering why Close Window shortcut is not simple Command W. That is because Command W just closes a tab. If you have many tabs, you don't need to use the mouse and close them one by one. Just use this shortcut, which you already know from Finder. Well, we are already closing the tabs and we haven't even learned how to open them. Well, we know it's the same shortcut as in Finder. Command T will open new tab and automatically select the search window so you can start typing immediately the website you are looking for. Good thing is also that you can set what window will appear when you press Command T. It can be the start page as you see below, which is quite handy because it gives you access to your bookmarks and frequently visited pages. But useful is also switch it to homepage, which you can set according to you. Connected to a previous opening of tabs is the option to open the selected page in the new tab. It's the other way around. You don't need to open a new tab and search for the website, but you can open the link directly in the new tab. So simply hold the Command key down and click the link with the mouse or trackpad, and you will see that the page will open in the background in the new tab. So by clicking on the link while holding the Command key down, it will open the new tab in the background. It's good if you want to open more articles at once and let them load in the background. Or if you are looking for some products to buy, so you can open them all in the background and browse them after. But if you want to open the page in the new tab and go there straight away, hold both Option and Command keys and then click on the link. It will open in the new tab and make it active, so you can interact with the page straight away. There are many ways how to scroll between open tabs. It cannot be easier than pressing Command 1, which will open the first tab. Command 2 goes to second one, and you can use this to navigate between 9 open tabs. Note that if you have more than 9 open tabs, you can still perform the same for the first 8, but pressing Command 9 will open the last tab, no matter how many you have open. While working with many open tabs, it might be hard to navigate between them. In this case, we can use the tab overview. So press Shift Command / to show all tabs. You can also access this view by clicking on this menu button or by zooming out gesture. Many ways to choose from, but maybe I prefer the shortcut. If you work with many open tabs, it can easily happen that you accidentally close one. You can try Command Z to undo or press Shift Command T, which will reopen that closed tab. You can also go to History menu and see all the recently closed tabs. Now one of the most useful shortcuts is for reloading the page. If the page is not behaving well, or if you just need to refresh its content, press Command R. It's like reload, refresh the page. So it's easy to remember. But if the simple Command R shortcut doesn't help you fix the issue with the misbehaving website, or it doesn't correctly load the pictures or something else, you can reload the page from origin, which is performed by a key combination Option Command R. Now it's time to return home. This shortcut will do exactly what it says. When you press Shift Command H, it will load your home page. But as a home page, you can set any page you want to have quick access to. Now you can open the preferences with Command Comma, and here you can customize your homepage website. When browsing with Safari, you can mark favorite websites. When you find a web page you want to remember and return to, you bookmark it. To add a page as a bookmark is as simple as pressing Command D. Easier to remember would probably be to use Command B as bookmark, but the default is set as Command D. If you want to know how to create a custom shortcut, I have a whole lesson about it in my complete macOS course. And for new students, I offer 50% off from the whole price. So after completing the course, you will know how to solve all of the issues around macOS and maybe change the shortcuts as well. You will find the link below this video. In Safari, you actually have another way how to save websites with the content you want to read later, so you can easily revisit them again. You save it in the reading list with a quick key combination Shift-Command-D. So simple Command D will save it as a bookmark. With Shift-Command-D, you will add it to a reading list. The advantage of a reading list is that after you actually read it visit a page, this page will automatically goes away, so it's not like a bookmark which you would need to delete manually. But if you often save your visited pages into bookmarks, you might find this next shortcut very useful. By pressing Option-Command-B, you will get quick access window where you can edit your bookmarks, reorganize them, create folders, rename it, and so on. Once you're already here, pay attention to this favorites folder here, because with another key combination Shift-Command-B, you can show or hide the favorites bar. It will give you quick access to your favorites bookmarks all the time from the main Safari window. Before, there were two different sidebars for reading lists and for bookmarks. It was a bit confusing, but now all the things falls under one sidebar with one shortcut to open it. So Shift-Command-L will do that. I don't know why this is letter L, I still find Safari shortcuts a bit confusing. But as I said, you can create your own custom keyboard shortcuts and even change these predefined ones. Anyway, Shift-Command-L will open the sidebar with all the information you need, including a new tab group feature. And once I'm talking about the tab groups, if you want to open a new one, you can click on this button, or again, there is a combination, Ctrl-Command-N. It was far too many shortcuts for the Safari browser. Luckily, you don't need to remember them all. You can just download a cheat sheet and you will have the most used ones conveniently on one page. But still, there is one more cool and easy one to remember. It's Command-I. What it does is to copy the link, take a screenshot, and all automatically place it into the email in the new message, so with one click you can send the content of this page to somebody. It can be quite useful. Now we have set of shortcuts dedicated to text styles. There are three basic styles you can apply to a text, which is bold, italic, and underline. And the shortcuts are as simple as Command-B for bold, which makes the text bold, Command-I for applying italic style, and as you can already guess, Command-U for underline. This works almost everywhere on the Mac, in the Mail app, in Pages, Text Edit, or even in Microsoft Word. If the text already has one of the styles applied, press the combination once more to remove it. It is like a switch. Now that we have applied the basic styles, but you can of course edit the text much more. Sometimes it's not very comfortable to dive in these menus on the right and make the right style of the text you want. In this case, you can use the shortcut Command-T, which shows all of the fonts in one table, and you can easily customize your text. Same as the fonts, you can quickly access coloring options with Shift-Command-C. I don't really use it because it's quite simple to open this window by clicking here, and in general I don't use colors very often. But if you do, then it might come handy to know this shortcut. Now we have created the style we wanted just using the shortcuts. But you don't actually need to create the style again, you can just copy the formatting. To do that, select the text you want to copy the style. Actually, it's enough to just position the cursor in the text. Then press Option-Command-C on your keyboard. After that, highlight the text you want to apply the same formatting to. And then press Option-Command-V, which will paste style and change the formatting of the text you have highlighted. Sometimes you actually want the opposite. You have the text with different style and you want to paste it in your document, but don't mess up anything, match the document style. You can do that with just one shortcut. So select the text you want to copy with Command C, just simple copy shortcut. Then click where you want the text to appear and do the following shortcut. It's Shift Option Command V. And that will paste and match the style of the text to the place where you are pasting it. It's especially useful if you are copying text from websites, because they contain a lot of different styles. So with one keyboard shortcut you can copy the text from there and have it fit in your document automatically. The combination might sound scary, but it's very logical. If you take the previous shortcut for copying style, which was Option Command C, and Option Command V to paste it, it's very easy to add Shift, which copies both the text and the style. Often you also want to add the URL link into your document, but you don't want the ugly long website link. Instead, you would rather have something like click here or subscribe or name the website. So let me show you how to do that. First, decide on what words you want to make a live hyperlink and then type it there. We can do it here for Facebook. We can change any text into a web link with Command K shortcut. So once more, select the text, press this combination and it will offer you to add a website and turn it into a clickable link. Now I have two more shortcuts which are useful if you are reviewing the text, and that is for highlighting it and also adding a comment. So use the Shift Command H to mark the text, H like highlight. Advantage of highlighting is that you can perform a search filtered by these highlighted words, and it can also make it easy to find some of the important information in a long document. You can also add a comment with a similar shortcut. It's very useful if you work on a project with more people and you want to let them know your suggestions. So Shift Command H highlight the text and Shift Command K gives you the ability to add a comment. And at the end of this section of text editing shortcuts, I left one I am using all the time. Just for making script of this video, I used it 100 times. I am talking about a character viewer to insert emoji, symbols, accented letters and characters from other languages. You will activate it by pressing Ctrl Command Space. I actually recently noticed that another shortcut for this has appeared. If you go to Edit menu, you will find it there, and it is Fn+E. Maybe it sounds easier. Either way, you will get this viewer which has two versions, collapsed or expand, and you can use this button to switch between them. And now you can just browse all of your symbols, emojis and insert it in your document. And not only the document, it works on many places. I know I talked enough about Finder, but this one is more about the Go menu here, which is used for a quick navigation inside of your hard drive. Of course, you can just always come here and click on the place you need to go. So if you are not interested in this category of shortcuts, feel free to skip ahead. But I think it might come in useful to know them sometimes. So let's see. As you already know, Command N opens new Finder window. But by opening new window, you can jump to a specific location with different key combinations. For example, Shift Command F opens a new Finder window with all my files, and they are sorted by recently used. You can usually access this folder from the Finder sidebar. I have it actually hidden, but you can set it in the Finder preferences if you want it there. Anyway, even if it's hidden, you can use this shortcut of Shift Command F and it will appear. Next one is Shift Command O, which opens a folder window in the Documents directory. You can actually have it set that new Finder window will open in the Documents folder. So then, instead of Shift Command O, you could be pressing a simple Command N. You can also set this on the General tab in the Finder preferences. Opening library is a bit tricky. If you don't see it here in the Go menu, then all you need to do is to press the Option key to reveal it. If you have it set to show always like I have it, then shortcut Option Command L will open library. If you want to set it like this to be always available, then watch my another video about it. You will find it on my YouTube channel. Another useful location will open if you press the combination Shift-Command-U. It will get the Finder window in the Utilities directory with all of your built-in macOS tools. There are useful apps like Disk Utility, Terminal, Activity Monitor and others. Of course, you can access all of them from the Applications folder or using Launchpad, but they can be lost between many other apps you have installed there. So it's quite a nice way how to filter all the other apps away and open only the pre-installed macOS tools. Shift-Command-I is the next one, and as you can guess, it opens a folder window in the local iCloud directory. It will save you one extra click. I actually store many files on iCloud to work on them across multiple devices, so for me it is a useful shortcut to know. One more special shortcut in the Go menu is called Go to Folder. There are a lot of Mac users that will never use Go to Folder at all, and there are others which will be using it all the time to navigate it somewhere else in the Finder. So Shift-Command-G will bring up this window, and you can actually use it to find any folder inside the Finder. It's quite useful. I have a whole video about it if you want to find out more information. Well, of course, there are many other quick access folders in the Go menu. If I have missed a location that you like to visit often, then open up Go menu and see the shortcuts for it there. We don't need to waste more time with it now. So let's move on to the next category of shortcuts, which is dedicated to screenshots. Your Mac has a few built-in tools to take pictures of your desktop, which are also known as screenshots. It's a great way to share what you are working on or quickly save something funny you might see on the website. Command-Shift-3 will take a picture of your full desktop. Anything you see on the screen will be put into a picture file and saved to your desktop. But once you press Shift-Command-4, you will see a crosshair appear on your screen. Now if you click with your mouse or trackpad and drag, you will draw a shaded box over your screen. And then anything that's under the shaded box when you left off the trackpad will be saved as screenshot instead of the whole screen. In addition to previous two shortcuts, if you use the key combination Shift-Command-5, it will open up screenshot and video capture tools. And here you will get a lot more options to customize the way how you are taking screenshots, where to save them, in what application to open them, and lot more. And you even have the option to screen record everything what you are doing on your desktop. If you have a MacBook with touch bar, you can also take a screenshot of this small strip on your keyboard. This one is performed by Shift-Command-6 shortcut. I basically don't use that, but it's good to know that this option exists. I actually have one more useful tip connected to all of the previous shortcuts for taking screenshots. Sometimes you need to include a screenshot in email or a message to just send it to somebody. In this case, you don't need to save the screenshot in your computer to take space, but you can save it to clipboard instead and paste it only where you need it. The shortcut for it is exactly the same as taking a normal screenshot. The only key you need to press extra is the Control key. So for example, Shift-Control-Command-3 will make full screen picture and save it to the clipboard, so you can go to the place where you want to put it and press Command-V to paste it. Now I want to show you a few shortcuts for a quick navigation inside of a document. Navigating in a document can't be easier than using your arrow keys on the keyboard. Left and right arrows move the cursor by one character. If you hold Option key down, it will jump word by word. It's useful for quick and precise navigation in a document. And by holding Command key instead of the Option key, it will jump at the beginning or the end of the whole line depending on what arrows you press. That was only left and right arrows, but you can do other things by up and down arrows. You can also quickly jump by paragraphs. It's mostly useful when reading a long text, and it uses the same combination like previous. By holding Option key and pressing arrow keys up and down, you can quickly move your cursor by paragraph. If you tap simply arrow key without holding any modifier keys, it goes only line by line. But you can keep on holding it, and it will start kind of scrolling the document. You can scroll in a document or a website like that using your arrow keys. But if you hold down Fn key and press arrow down, it will scroll by one screen. But more useful will be the next combination, because sometimes you can scroll a long page and you want to quickly jump back up on top. Well, there are actually two shortcuts which performs the same, the only difference is in the animation. I will start with the one I feel more natural about. If you want to jump to the start or end of a document or a website, press Command and arrow. Arrow up will go to the start of a document. Command down arrow will jump to the end. You can actually do the same with holding the Fn key and press left and right arrows. So not up and down, but Fn left will scroll to the top of the page or a document. Instead of jump, it will make a scroll animation. Honestly, I prefer using command up and down, it seems more natural. And now I am starting the last part of this video, which is about different ways of deleting text. First of all, thanks for watching all the way, and I hope you will not delete this video after. Actually, you can do the opposite. If you give it a thumbs up, more people can see it and also learn some handy shortcuts. But let's finish it now. It is really often you need to delete part of the text. There are few shortcuts which can help you precisely delete what you need. Simply pressing delete button will delete the previous character. If you hold the delete button, it will be deleting continuously. But when the problem is ahead and you need to delete next character, meaning delete right from the cursor, hold Fn key down and press the same delete button. Again, if you hold it, it will perform continuous deleting. But when you need to delete larger part of the text, it's faster and more precise to delete by word. To do that, hold the Option key down and press the delete button. Keep on holding the Option key and every press will delete another word. I think you can already guess the combination for deleting next word. It's the same as previous, with Option delete, but this time add Fn key to delete the word on the right from the cursor. And what now, you don't like the whole sentence from the start? With Command and delete key, you can remove the whole line. You already know this combination from Finder. When you are not in the text editor, the same combination can delete files and folders. There is also another option to delete all the text to the end of the paragraph by using Ctrl K. If you need to delete large portion of a text, it's better to just select it with a trackpad and simply delete it. But what you should remember is to give this video a like, subscribe, comment, share it with everyone. You know all of that, right? Well, you do whatever you want. It will always be up to you. But hopefully, you found this video useful and you have maybe learned something new. I put a lot of work into making it and I can't wait to share with you another tips in my next videos. That is what Apple Online Academy is about, teaching you how to master your Mac. Once more, thanks for watching all the way to the end. And if you actually did, leave a comment below with a Mac emoji. Now you know how to do it, right? Ctrl Command Space and there it is. Anyway, here is Luke and I hope to see you in the next video.